What's up, traders? This is Marco. We have Friday. I have another bar by bar review today. In front of you, you can see the 2000 ES tick chart. This is the ES future, and I'm trading on the Ninjatrader platform. And I'm coming to the PC always around 7:30 in the morning. And what I saw here today is that we have some kind of uptrend because prices were doing higher highs and higher lows all the time. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find some kind of trend and see if this is fitting well. Also, I like to mark the overnight lows and the overnight highs just to have an indication if prices are breaking these levels, that we get an indication for some further up or downtrend. So yeah, this is what I see. And if you notice, we are having prices working higher here. Then we had a strong push above the EMA, a pullback, and here is a potential setup. I didn't see this live because I didn't check the PC by this time. But if you notice, we have some low here. We have a first entry short, potentially second entry short. The question is if this bar here broke lower than the last low of this red bar. Visually, it looks like a failed second entry here. So if you saw this and you saw that prices are bouncing off the key entry point of this channel here, this is a very nice bullish bar, finishing above the EMA and yeah, taking this key entry point here as support. Then you could take this. But as I said, I was not at the computer at this time. But this is a potential setup here. And prices are pushing strongly higher here above the EMA. You can see we're bouncing back now and forming a first entry long here. But the thing is, we cannot take this because there's a strong shorter term downtrend here in play with this 4 bars. So we would like to see a break first and a retest of the lows before we can take a long setup here. Ideally, it would be a second entry long. So if we pull back, no, we are not. It's pushing strongly higher here. You can see there's so many strong bull bars here working higher, stopping out all the shorts that entered here on this move and going higher here. There is a potential break of this channel now. Better to say like an overshoot, because if you notice, prices are accepting the support level here, and on the top we're overshooting the channel here like 2 times. So there is an indication that after an overshoot we see a break of the trend structure, and we will be careful with taking longs now until we see what prices are doing around the EMA, and also we want to see what prices are doing around the key entry point of the channel, which is the support channel, the support line here. So right now we are waiting and seeing what will happen, and you can see prices get support here around the EMA. Even though this is a second entry long, prices made a new high here, first entry, second entry long. This is a inside bar. This bar here is an inside bar of this red bar. And yeah, I don't like to take inside bars, trades on inside bars. And also I would like to see a bounce back to the key entry point of the channel. And also with this overshoot, I'm not very confident taking a long setup here, because after overshoot many times we see a break of the structure. This is the opening. You can see this in the change of color. Prices are going back and forth here, and now for the first time we're forming some congestion around the EMA. We're breaking the EMA, forming some little range here. You can see this. Let me draw that for you so it's clearer. Forming some congestion here, and also this looks like one leg down. This is the first leg, so there could be a potential second leg going to the key entry point of the channel. But yeah, we have to see. Now we are going down, and this here, if you consider, I think it's a bit too early to take a short here, especially in this like congestion here. Prices are so stacked up. So I think we should wait to take any shorts here until we see some more clear structure and some more clear context, because after an overshoot many times it's not very clear what's happening, if prices are pushing higher again or if prices are breaking the structure. So right now we're waiting and see what's going on, and pretty much this measured move was hit here. Also, you can see there is some shorter term channel working lower here. Let me remove this. So this is the channel working lower, and prices are breaking the structure for the first time and retesting the extremes. And now we are bouncing off the key entry point of this channel here, and see what will happen. No clear setup yet. This could be a failure, but as I said, we had a overshoot of the structure, so let it give a bit more time. If we change the channel a bit, that the channel, the key entry point, is fitting to this bounce here, then we see now that there is another push lower here, and this is exactly what we expected, that the prices overshoot the channel and now breaking the structure and trending lower here. So I'm drawing the shorter term trend channels always to get an idea what prices are doing. And you can see here this is very strong bearish, because we're pushing lower here, we're dropping, and we are not even coming back to the EMA. Now we're getting a pullback, but you can see prices are so weak that we cannot even bounce back to the EMA. Before that it pushed another time lower, so there could be a bigger channel, for example like this, with a first break now and retest of the extremes. We are retesting the lows here and see what will happen. Now we have a new low here clearly in place. So maybe there's even a bigger channel than this, because prices are dropping lower and lower after a new low is made already. So I will extend this to a bigger channel right now and see if we can find any good and valid structure. There's no setup here. It looks like a second entry, but this is also an inside bar of this bull bar here. And yeah, by that time we didn't have this channel yet, because we were playing, I think it was this here. So with a break, a new low. So if we consider this structure here, then this structure here could be played out already. And now we are finding a bigger channel here that is working lower. But prices are very bearish. You can see the pullbacks are not happening around the EMA. We are stopping here before, we are stopping under the EMA. You can see momentum has changed from this uptrend structure here, with now bear bars coming into the play here, and we're dropping lower here. So really something has changed, and we are bouncing back now to the EMA, and also we want to see the prices reaction around the key entry point. We have some shorter term channel working lower here, and this is a second entry short, and right of the EMA, right of the key entry point, but this is a bit congested here. You can see there are like 3 or more bars are stacked up around the same level, but I know some of you took this setup, and I must say it looks good on the first side, but yeah, I didn't take this setup live because I was afraid of this congestion here, and I wanted to wait what prices are doing. I must tell you honestly, if this bar here closed perfectly on its low, then I think I would also consider taking a short here, but with this like 2 ticks off, I didn't consider and wanted to wait a bit more. And yeah, if you took the setup, you would be stopped out by this bar here. This also looks interesting now because it's kind of lower high after this second entry short failed here, but it's the same problem. we have some congestion going on here. You can see all these bars are stacked up around the same level. There's like a difference of like 2-3 points maximum. So I really don't want to take a trade when it's so congested. So all we have to do is waiting. Also notice there is a potential first break here of this trend structure, and after a break we want to see a retest of the lows, which is around here. But you can see prices are turning and not making a new low. Instead, we're pushing higher and strongly higher here above the EMA again. Now, literally, we have no idea what's going on. What we can do, of course, always is drawing some potential channels or some ranges. But at this point, I don't see any valid structure. So all we have to do is wait and see. Now we get a second entry long here. First entry, pullback, second entry. Yeah, but this is like congested. You can see like prices are going higher here, then turning. So there's no clear direction. And we just will wait here. And now prices forming some kind of resistance here around this level. You can see like how prices are getting rejected around this level here, bouncing back. This is very stacked up. From context situation, we still wait for a new low of this downtrend here. So our bias is more to the short side at the moment. But yeah, you can see prices are stalling here. Maybe there is some structure in play. For example, this here, not sure if you like this. I would like to see further confirmation on the top side, because really we only had one touch here with a potential break and a new high. So if this was a structure, that would be played out by now, and it doesn't bring us any effect. So I'm just removing this. Prices are very congested here. I'm adjusting the range. Maybe something like this, or I just keep it here. No real setup here, so we just have to wait. Now we see some break of this range. So I'm drawing this shorter term channel, working higher, breaking this channel, retesting the highs. Unfortunately, this bar here is not good enough to take a short, maybe on a lower high, which comes here, but this brings us directly to the middle of the range. And you can see here the midline, there is some support around this level. So I'm not feeling confident with taking a short here directly into the support, directly into the midline of the channel, where prices bounced and turned a couple of times already. Now we're going lower here a bit, and there is some kind of support here. So maybe I decrease the range a bit and see where we're going. Pushing higher, coming short here, not even touching the top range anymore. Coming back, bouncing back here. So really this is back and forth without even touching the range support or resistance. And ideally in ranges, we want to take trades that are close or directly at the support or resistance level. And ideally, for example, here from the support, we want to take a trade back inside the range so that prices can test the other side of the range. And yeah, this is simply not happening here because prices are flying here a bit above the range support, and there's really no setup at this moment. Now working higher again. So I'm drawing this shorter term channel, breaking this congestion here, bouncing back, no setup. And now we are pulling back and finding some support around the EMA. So we're breaking the structure. Let me extend this range here a bit, because you can see prices are getting rejected around this level here. So let's play it from there. There is a shorter term channel working higher, first break, new high. So if we get some nice setup bar back inside the range, then I would like to take this. But this is not good enough. We made a new high here, so maybe on a lower high. This would be a lower high, but the setup bar is not good enough. So also we have to skip this. And yeah, now we're pulling back here. This starts to look now like congested a bit, even though you can count here prices made a new high, first entry, second entry long. So that could be a failure here, but this is very stacked up and I think not enough room back to the EMA. As I said, most breakouts fail in the first try, so this is a breakout here, so I'm expecting that this breakout will fail here and prices are going to the other side of the range to test the low, but no setup forming here. Now we get some potential setup bar here, but as I said, it's like very stacked up. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars stacked up here. Now we are approaching the EMA and pushing lower. We are slicing through the EMA, so that shows me that momentum is coming in and that this breakout here failed and prices will most likely to retest the support of the range. And this is a very nice and good setup, I think, because prices failed out of the range to the top side, coming back inside the range and then pulling back, testing here, finding let's say support at the resistance and pulling lower here. So this is a lower high and prices will go back and forth between valid ranges. So we want to see prices testing the support here. And I think this is a very nice setup. You could read it as a failure if you're not like taking the discount here like to exact. For example, prices made a new high here. First entry, second entry failure. So there is a potential lower high and failed second entry long, and prices are going lower and testing exactly the other side of the range. This is a setup that I took today. I got into this trade here. I got a bit of slippage. You can see prices had a couple of entries here and I scalped out six ticks and I had the runner a bit working lower here and I took out my runner a bit below this range support here because I saw prices failed to break out of the range to the top side, and when prices fail to do that, they mostly succeed in doing the opposite and testing the support of the range. So this is what I saw. I took this trade and I really like this. Some of you missed it. I spoke to some of you and you tried to get into, but you couldn't get a fill. Maybe that's why I got some slippage here, but all in all that was fine because I got a nice scalp here plus a runner, and yeah, this was my trade for the day. Prices go lower here, finding support around the range support here, but yeah, no real setup. So I was then trying to find a different channel, for example this one here, because I saw prices want to push lower more and more, breaking the structure, retesting the lows and finding some support around this level now. Let me extend this. We're going sideways here. There's no clear direction. So right now, nothing to consider. Maybe we can draw some like support here because you can see clearly that prices are respecting the support line here. And now prices go higher, so we can draw always the shorter term channel. Also inside ranges, because trend channels work the same in bigger and smaller structures. So we're going higher here, and maybe if you consider this, if you see the support here and then prices made a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure, you can see shorts coming inside here want to push prices lower, but they don't see that we had this channel working lower with a break already and a retest of the low. So this structure here played out, and our context is range mode. So that means we are not taking trades that are leaving the range, we're taking trades that trading back inside the range, and we had a breakout to the low side, which is failing because we find some support here and after the structure here played out. So if you saw this, I think it's more aggressive, but it's an option to take a long trade here, because we find some support of the range that was like tested a couple of times before. We're breaking this range and then coming back inside the range. And if prices break above this level, then all the shorts that try to get into here will get stopped out. So that's why maybe we have this not clear bar here, because this is more like a doji. So really prices are not sure what to do. But from the moment we're taking one tick here above this bar where all the shorts have their stops, you can see they getting out and prices push higher here just to take out the shorts. So if you saw this, and now we're coming back to the support, let's see what prices are doing, forming higher low, but I think this bar is not good enough, so I really don't like to take this. Let me extend this a bit. Coming back one more time, and now really how many times we see a test of this level now, like 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 5th time. If this bar here closed a bit better, like not with this wicks here on top, then maybe to consider a long, because this support here seems very strong. Also the shorter term channel working lower here had a break new low. So we have from the context that prices will bounce off here and go back inside the range. But yeah, this is a very strong bearish bar here. So there could be a follow through, but that this support below here is so strong, we can see it from all these bounces before. So if this bar here closed perfectly on your chart, then maybe to risk or consider a long. But yeah, as I said, this is like a risky trade, and yeah, not a sure thing. 9 ticks, so the risk would be here at 11 ticks if you get in 1 tick above and put your stop loss 1 tick below this bar. Yeah, but prices find some support here and going higher back inside the range. Now you can argue that the range is bigger and is like this on this level here. I can agree. Then maybe we draw some support level around here, because you can see prices were not able to come down to the range before, and now since we're pushing lower, we're finding some very strong support here, and that could be that this range extended and is yeah, can be treated like this now. Pushing higher, breaking, retesting the highs, so this shorter term channel played out. This is what a healthy range looked like. You will see like prices come here, bounce, then ideally coming to range support, which was here before, bounce, coming the other side, then testing support. So it's like back and forth, and we are taking trades right of the extremes of the range, so from the range high and the range lows, like this trade here. And even like this one, but we just spoke about this. And now coming lower again, testing the range support. Let's see. Wow, now we are breaking this range support level here. You can see there are very strong bear bars coming into play now. So maybe we have some bigger channel, but I will leave it like this for now. If you consider this, it's way too below the EMA, and yeah, we're breaking this range here. So I'm not interested in taking a short here and going strongly lower. So let's see. So this downtrend here seems to be in play, and yeah, that if this range here, this bigger range is valid, then we have the first breakout to the low side, and yeah, most breakouts fail. So right now I'm really not sure what to think or what to do, and whenever we are not sure, we're simply waiting for the outcome. There could be a second entry, something like this, to have a retest of the lows. Let me extend this channel here a bit. Something like this. This channel looks pretty nice here with all the touches to the top and low side. We have the first break, so we could expect a retest of the lows, but the overall bias is still a range. So since we are not in a trending market, there can be situations where there will be no retest. But yeah, this looks congested right now because you can see prices have some support around this level. I don't feel confident in taking this here, even though we are expecting a retest of the low. But yeah, we're still playing the range mode. So if you consider this, I think it's risky, and yeah, I would like to see more like yeah, stronger pushes lower before taking shorts here. And really, prices are stalling back and forth. Look at this huge bar here, and then bulls are turning this. So really, there is not too much to consider or take right now. I'm trying to find a possible structure here for this price action below the main range. Maybe the range is even bigger than that, but yeah, let's see what prices are doing. We're bouncing off this support here, so maybe the range looks like this. And let me give it a different color. Yeah, pushing higher now. We'll draw the shorter term channel. Really, price action is not that clear right now. I mean, overall context is still the range, as I said before. We have some like smaller range developing here now, or simply this range that we had before is rising again and looks like this now. Then we have like this midline that is acting a bit as like support from previous. You can see this line is aligning almost with the midline of this bigger range now. Yeah, all we have to do is testing and playing around with our channels. If I see this range now after the fact, I still don't find any trade interesting here because this looks stacked up, no good signal bars to take along here. Also, we have this downtrend working without a new low, so prices should at least test this level here. We didn't have a test. We had a couple of attempts, but prices failed to make a new low. So yeah, let's see what's going on. First entry long here, potential second entry long, but this again, really, it looks so congested. These are ranges in ranges. I really don't like this. And also taking a trade in the middle of the range is always risky because we can bounce off this midline here and have another drop lower here. So it's hard to say, and you can see prices really are struggling here to break through the midline of the range. And yeah, right now there's nothing clear, so we have to wait. Now prices make their way to the range resistance again, to the range top. You can see we are on our way to test this level here again, and we are testing this level, bouncing off here, pull back, unfortunately not back to the EMA, because if you see some like second entry after this uptrend here is developing, we could see a retest of the extremes directly at the range extreme, at the range high. But yeah, this is not even close to the EMA. We are flying above the EMA. So really nothing to consider. Here would be our second entry, but really we don't like this second entry. This bar is no bull bar, and it looks congested here. So nothing to consider. First break, retest of the highs. So this shorter term channel played out and we are at the range highs again. So yeah, that's live price action here. This was the trading day. We spoke about a few interesting setups. This setup here, we had this uptrend during the overnight. Then an overshoot. After the overshoot, we don't want to take any more long trades until we see what's going on, because most times overshoot lead to a break. So we broke this trend channel here, then we trended lower, forming this channel. We're speaking about this second entry here and also this. It's congested, so if you take this in congestion, consider that you can get burned. But I can understand that you like the second entry short here. Really, if this bar closed perfectly, I think I would have entered as well. Yeah, then we went into range mode here. It was difficult to find this range because like the lows were not consistent, so we had to extend the range from here to here and now finally to here and to the top side. It was pretty consistent. That's why there was a very nice entry here. We're speaking about this. This was also a trade that I took live today. And yeah, after that, I was just observing, testing the range top, then going back, testing the range support, bouncing off, now going back to the range top. And it seems that we're breaking the range here. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what will happen next. Maybe there's an uptrend playing here. You can see this is working higher. I don't like that we don't have a touch here. So yeah, most probably have to play a bit with the channels. But yeah, this was today's trading day. I hope you had a great trading week. On Monday we have a holiday, so do not come to the markets and wonder why nothing is going on. If you want to learn more about price action and price action reading, check out our homepage toppictrading.com. There's a very nice and detailed course. Check out the homepage for more information. And yeah, I wish you a really great weekend and speak to you next week.